Good day everyone, my name is Jerilyn Dumawal from Group 2 and for now, we will tackle about the two-factor theory by Frederick Herzberg. So, for now, let's meet the team. We have Caitlin Castillo, Cortez Aaron, Demesa Ezequiela, Dumawal Jerilyn, Gallardo Andrea, Ganancial Jose, Gambalan Precious, Irinco Ryan, and Calaw Tristan. What is two-factor theory? It says here that the two-factor motivation theory, otherwise known as Herzberg motivation hygiene theory or dual-factor theory, argue that there are separate sets of mutuality exclusive factors in the workplace that either cause job satisfaction or dissatisfaction. So, ang sabi dito, ang two-factor theory ni Frederick Herzberg is nagsimula noong 1950s, which is this is the time kung saan nag-focus sila pag-aralan yung mga organization. And ito yung panahon kung saan nagsimula ang mga organization. So, kailan nga ba o paano nga ba nagsimula ang two-factor theory ni Frederick Herzberg? The two-factor theory emerged from research conducted in the late 1950s, specifically around 1959, when Frederick Herzberg and his associates studied job satisfaction about 200 engineers and accountants in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, ang sabi dito, ang two-factor theory ni Frederick Herzberg is nagsimula noong 1950s, which is this is the time kung saan nag-focus sila pag-aralan yung mga organization. And ito yung panahon kung saan nagsimula ang mga organization. So, sabi dito, Herzberg was intrigued by the question of what people want from their jobs. And previous theories focus mainly on single continuum of satisfaction, dissatisfaction. And during post-World War II era, so increased interest in workplace psychology and motivation. So, pumasok sa utak ni Frederick yung tanong na anong gusto ng mga tao sa trabaho nila. So, si Herzberg is nag-aral at na-discover niya na may dalawang major factors na nag-a-affect sa satisfaction ng employees sa workplace, which is hindi linear relationship, meaning hindi opposite ang satisfaction at dissatisfaction, kaya tinawag na two-factor theory kasi separate ang factors for satisfaction at dissatisfactions. So, ang sabi pa dito na they found that the factors causing job satisfaction were different from those causing dissatisfaction. And this challenged the traditional view that satisfaction and dissatisfaction were opposite, that led to the development of the dual factor concept. So, ano nga ba ang importance ng two-factor theory sa work life natin? So, ang importance ng two-factor theory sa management at company side is super helpful ang theory na to kasi nakakatulong ito para ma-design nila ang jobs na fulfilling at hindi nakaka-stress sa employees. Plus, madali din nilang ma-retain ang mga magagaling na employees kasi alam nila kung ano yung mga factors na kailangan i-maintain. Plus, natututo silang hindi lang pera ang solusyon sa lahat. Minsan, recognition at growth opportunities lang pala ang hinahanap ng tao. Sa ganitong paraan, nakakatipid din ng company kasi alam nila kung saan dapat mag-invest para sa employees. And for employees' perspective naman, ang theory na to ay hindi lang parang guide para malaman mo kung ano talaga ang magpapasaya sa'yo sa work. Kapag naghanap ka ng bagong work, alam mo na kung ano ang mga red flags na dapat bantayan. And mas madali mo ring mako-communicate sa boss mo or sa employers mo kung ano yung needs mo para maging productive ka. And parang roadmap din ito para sa career growth natin.
Is two-factor theory. The two-factor motivation theory, otherwise known as Herzberg's motivation hygiene theory or dual-factor theory, argues that there are separate sets of mutually exclusive factors in the workplace that either cause job satisfaction or dissatisfaction. So in 1959, Frederick Herzberg conducted an experiment to understand employees' motivation and satisfaction. He created two factors, one factors of satisfaction or motivators, and two factors of dissatisfaction or hygiene factors. Hertzberg found that there are some elements that ensure employees will not become satisfied. These are the hygiene factors. For example, working conditions. This can include the correct working space, cleanliness, right equipment, and safety. Next is co-worker relationships. Allows better communication, trust, and an overall better atmosphere. Next is policies and rules. Everybody understands what's expected of them and is held to the same standards. Next is leadership quality. Good leaders provide support and motivation and lead the team to improve productivity and skill development. Next is salary. It becomes a problem if an employee's salary is significantly lower than others doing similar roles or than the market rate. And lastly, job security. Each employee will expect job security. If not, they will look for a more secure role elsewhere. Herzberg also found that there are certain things to motivate employees to achieve higher performance. These are called motivating factors. Achievements. Individuals are driven by accomplishments. The more they achieve, the more motivated they will be to become a higher performer. Personal growth. Employees need to grow personally both in the role and in their own learning and development. Any personal practice in the workplace will increase employee motivation. Next is recognition. When employees feel appreciated, they feel motivated and work more effectively. Next is the work itself. The role must be interesting and provide enough of a challenge to keep employees motivated. Next is leadership style. Each employee needs to be led differently depending on their personality. It is vital leaders adapt their style to fit the individuals in their team. And purpose. Employees want to know what they do is actually contributing to the organization's success. And if they find a sense of meaning and purpose in their work, they have higher levels of motivation. Herzberg found that hygiene factors are able to satisfy employees and stop them being demotivated, but satisfy customers and stop them being motivated, but will not make them more motivated. Herzberg then found to motivate employees you need to ensure you are providing the motivating factors to be able to see a difference in motivation, high performance, and overall satisfaction. So ask yourself, are you providing hygiene factors to keep employees satisfied? And are you providing motivation factors?
According to Herzberg, these motivators are intrinsic to the job and lead to job satisfaction because they satisfy the needs for growth and self-actualization. So yun nga, according kay Herzberg, no, yung motivation factors daw are intrinsic, no, or it is an essential nature. Or if tayo as an individual have that genuine interest and passion sa work na ginagawa natin, no, and no, nagagawa natin yung mga task natin sa trabaho and na-accomplish natin yung mga dapat natin i-accomplish, no, it can lead talaga to job satisfaction, no, and mas nag-grow tayo as an employee. And also, no, marami pong bagay, marami pong example, no, ng mga ng motivation factors like, no, yung achievements and recognition. Like for example, kapag complete tayo ng mga task and mas nakikita natin yung successful na result. And also kapag recognition, na acknowledge, no, yung mga ginagawa natin, napipraise yung mga nagagawa natin, no, it can motivate us and can make us satisfied doon sa ginagawa natin and mas mag-continue tayo sa pagtatrabaho. Advancement. Herzberg defined advancement as the upward and positive status or position of someone in a workplace. So, according kay Frederick Herzberg, no, yung advancement is one of the key motivation factors na maaaring mag-contribute to job satisfaction. So, under ng advancement kasi, it encompasses, no, opportunities like career growth, promotions, and increased responsibilities. Siyempre, sa trabaho, no, kapag nakikita, no, nabavalue yung mga efforts na ginagawa natin and nakikita, no, na nag-grow tayo sa trabaho natin and nakikita na may possibility na pwede tayong mas ma-promote, mas mag-increase pa yung mga responsibilities natin, no? And it can lead to job satisfaction talaga kasi hindi tayo na-stuck lang sa ganitong position, no? Nakakaroon ng possible na promotions, no? And mas nag-i-increase pa yung ano natin, no, yung mga ginagawa natin, and also mas lalawak pa yung kaalaman or yung skills na meron tayo. The work itself. The content of job tasks can positively or negatively affect employees. So dito, sinasabi na yung the work itself, no, is a critical motivation factor since it can positively or negatively affect, no, yung mga employees. So dito, no, kapag yung mga trabaho, no, nakikita ng mga employee na mas engaging, challenging siya, and mas meaningful, no, it can motivate them more. No, employees, kapag nakita ng mga employees na yung work nila is mas interesting and mas satisfying, like, doon sila mas lalong na motivate and nagkakaroon ng higher job satisfaction. And also, meron din siyang mga negative na effect since kapag yung environment mo is medyo toxic, no, nagkakaroon ng mga negative mas nagkakaroon ng negative motivation, and it can lead to toxic atmosphere like burnout and exhaustion, no, kapag and also kapag stress tayo, and also kapag masyadong overfocus and interpersonal conflict, yan, mga ganyan. Kapag masyado tayong masyadong high yung level of motivation natin, nagkakaroon ng parang mas nagiging competitive tayo, and ayun, nagkakaroon ng mga conflict between sa mga employees, no, and nagkakaroon ng mga tension, and it can affect or impact the overall productivity ng company. So next is possibility for growth. Possibilities for growth exist in the same vein as Maslow's self-actualization. There are opportunities for a person to experience personal growth and promotion in the workplace. So yun nga, no, yung possibility for growth kasi is medyo close siya doon sa advancement. Pero ito kasi, sabi nga, mas focus siya more sa opportunities for personal and professional development. So dito yung mga growth opportunities includes nga yung mga pwede tayong matuto ng mga new skills, mag-acquire ng mga knowledge, and also maka-experience, no, ng mga personal growth. So ayun, and also yun nga, yung career and professional advancement. Like sinabi ko nga kanina, na yung like pwede tayong ma-promote, magkaroon ng mga bagong role, and increase nga yung mga responsibilities na meron tayo. And all of this, no, can motivate employees, no, and have a job satisfaction, high job satisfaction.
Responsibility. Herbage developed the two-factor of motivation para maintindihan yung importance ng satisfaction and motivation in the workplace. So we had our responsibilities in our workplace. Responsibility is also considered as a motivator sa work satisfaction. So dito, si Herbage, nakikita niya na yung responsibilities as a motivator that not only engage employees in the role, but also empowers them to contribute as a work, and it can lead to more fulfilling and satisfying job experience. Next is yung recognition. Recognition is one of the primary motivator sa job satisfaction. Si Herbage believed that Recognition is an effort that satisfies employees to feel valued and appreciated for their contribution sa workplace. Next is yung positive achievement. In Herbage theory, he believes that positive achievement is one of the powerful motivator because it fulfills the employee's interest sa work. And also the positive achievement give employees a sense of mastery, that purpose in their role, that this is not only boost their confidence in their abilities but also they can feel appreciated sa workplace.
Interpersonal relation. It involves a personal relationship of the employees to coworkers in the company or in the organization we belong, because we didn't limit ourselves to treat them just our coworkers, but we have also a personal interaction or relation to them, like some of our coworkers are our friend, not just coworker. Salary. Salary is acting as a payment of our hard work in the company. It may increase or decrease as depend on the situation that the company is facing, or if our performance or loyalty in our work meet their satisfaction. Company policies and administration is the rules and regulation of the company that all the employees should follow. It is also the organization or officers that make the work more easy, organized, and manageable. If the company doesn't have this, the employee will not be effective. Loads of work will increase. The company will be messy and may lead to job dissatisfaction. Vision. Supervision is the evaluation and observation of the employees that assigned to ensure that the company, system, and workers run smoothly, fair, organized, and should address complaint or problem, then solve it. The assigned personnel to this work should have the willingness to take the responsibility, because it is not easy task, and if the supervisor failed to manage or to do their task correctly, it will decrease job satisfaction. Work condition. Work condition involves the environment of our workplace, which we spend our lots of efforts and time to finish our task. It includes the location and the physical appearance of the workplace.
Two-factor theory, also known as Herberge motivation hygiene theory, was developed by psychologist Frederick Herberge in the 1950s. It explains the factors that affect employee motivation and job satisfaction. The theory divides workplace factors into two categories: motivators, satisfiers. These are factors that increase job satisfaction and encourage motivation. They relate to the nature of work itself and include achievement, recognition, responsibility, and opportunities for growth or advancement. These factors, when present, lead to the greater motivation and job satisfaction. Sinasabi po dito, yung motivators is nagbibigay saya sa trabaho at nagbibigay din po ng motivation upang makuha po nila yung achievement, recognition, and responsibility and opportunities para mas lumago pa o sumulong pa yung pagsulong pa ng kanilang trabaho. And ayun nga, parang ina-encourage pa po sila na ibigay yung kanilang best para makuha nila yun, yung achievement na gusto nila. And kahit hindi lang po nila makuha yung achievement, makita lang yung growth na sa kanila. Ganyan. Kasi kapag mas lang nakikita ng staff yon is mas nagkakaroon pa ng chance para makukuha sila ng success, which is kapag nagpapatuloy pa po yung motivation and yung pagtaas ng job satisfaction is mas tumataas po yung greater motivation ng isang employee para sipagin pa po siya magtrabaho, ganyan. Kapag mas marami nang bumotivate and mas ginagalingan ng bawat isa is tumataas pa po yung motivation, ganyan. And dito naman sa picture is which is poor hygiene factors, yung pagbaba po ng employee job satisfaction, which is marami pong reason kung bakit sila bumababa eh. Especially yung work condition which is nararamdaman nilang hindi sila safe sa sa workplace na yon. And masikip, ganyan. Kulang sa mga safety officers. And next is yung benefits. Mababa yung sweldo, ganyan. Kulang sa health insurance. Walang bonus. Kung meron man baka mababa lang. And yung leadership, which is mababa lang yung quality ng namumuno sa kanila or nag-guide sa kanila para turuan sila ng tama o ng mga dapat nilang gawin, ganyan. Hindi dumaan sa training, ganyan. Kung dumaan man siguro hindi ganun kagaling or hindi masyadong sinasana yung sarili nila para kung anong mga dapat nilang gawin, yung mga tama nilang gawin, yung mga hindi dapat, ganyan, anong magiging solusyon, parang hinahayaan lang ganun. And the last is yung relationship ng coworkers, supervisors, and etc. Ganyan, like, kung wala tayong maayos na relationship sa bawat isa, wala po talagang magtatagal na na employee. Kasi yun po talagang kailangan eh. Kasi kung sabi natin kahit hindi kilala yung company na yun, kung maganda yung relationship ng bawat isa is tataas yung increase eh. Kaso hindi, mababa din. Kaya yun, umaalis yung isang employee. The next is motivating factors. The word is motivating. Alam na po natin yan. Punong-puno ng motivation, which is magaganda yung mga feedback. The first is work environment. Siyempre, maganda yung spaces. May mga safety officers, ganyan. And safe yung mga in lugar. The next is yung dumaan sa training, ganyan. Yung dumaan yung mga employees sa training, which is pumasok muna sa training bago sila pinag-start, ganyan. Tinuro sa kanila kung yung mga dapat nilang gawin, ano yung pwede nilang maitulong, ganyan. Kapag nagkaroon ng accident or binibigyan sila ng guide, ganyan. And especially yung yung flexible scheduling, yung like flexible sa kanila, tama lang yung schedule na binigay sa kanila at hindi hassle yung mga oras, hindi sobra yung oras na binibigay sa kanila, like kung ano yung oras na binigay sa kanila, yun lang yung nasusunod and hindi lumalagpas sa work of time, which is 8 hours a day, ganyan. And yung tamang policies kapag tapos na yung work, ganyan, may nasusunod na end of work. And especially yung leadership, which is maganda yung yung communication and malinaw yung mga nagtuturo sa kanila. Maayos yung instruction and madali nilang naintindihan yun sa pamamagitan ng maayos na leadership at yung mga namumuno man, ganyan. Maayos na intindihan ng mga staff yung mga yung mga guide and instruction ng bawat ng namumuno doon. And especially yung salaries. Syempre, sabihin na natin, maganda yung yung sweldo, maraming benefits, ganyan. Kaya rin nagtatagal yung isang employee. Staff is dissatisfied and unmotivated. Ito naman po ay nagpapahiwatig ng na hindi nasasaya ng isang staff sa isang trabaho dahil nawawalan sila ng strength para makapagtrabaho ng maayos dahil ayun, nagkakaroon ng ng issue sa trabaho na yun, kaya nawawalan po sila ng motivate para makapag-work ng maayos dahil nasasalihan ng ng ganung sitwasyon. And the next is, naging hygiene factor siya, naging is not dissatisfied but unmotivated. Dito naman po, nawawalan din ng strength yung isang staff para magpatuloy pa siya sa trabaho. Kasi, kulang naman po siya sa motivation na ibigay kulang po sila sa motivation para ibigay pa yung best effort, which is wala po sa kanila nagmo-motivate na kung ano ito, okay lang yan kahit yan lang yung kaya mong gawin, ganyan. Wala nagmo-motivate sa kanila para galingan pa nila, ganyan. And naging motivating factor siya, which is naging satisfied and motivate na. Ayan, the simple word is maganda yung work environment sa work na yun. Yun lang, maraming good feedback, which is maganda yung benefits, maganda yung work environment, maganda yung leadership, ganyan. And especially yung relationship ng bawat isa. Yun lang, thank you.
What is hygiene factors or dissatisfiers? These are factors that can lead to dissatisfaction if absent or inadequate, but necessarily increase motivation when improved. They include salary, company policies, working conditions, relationships, and job security. While their presence prevents dissatisfaction, they don't contribute to long-term motivation. So, yung hygiene factors daw are the basic workplace needs to prevent dissatisfaction. If hindi ito na-manage ng maayos, it can cause employee dissatisfaction. Pero kahit na na-handle or na-manage ito ng maayos, they still don't increase employees' motivation. Ang unang example ng hygiene factors is salary. Dito sa salary, kahit na makuha ng employees yung fair na sahod nila or yung tamang sahod nila, hindi pa rin yung rason para magbigay sila ng extra effort sa trabaho nila. Yung pangalawa is yung company policies. Dito sa company policies naman, nare-reduce nito ang frustration ng mga employees, pero hindi rin ito na-inspire ang mga employees to be motivated. Yung pangatlong example is working condition. Providing a safe and comfortable environment or workplace avoids dissatisfaction. But hindi pa rin ito nabuboost ang performance ng mga employees. Hindi pa rin yung rason para mag-perform pa ng maayos yung employees sa kanilang mga trabaho. Yung pang-apat is relationships. Having an interaction with coworkers is important kasi magkakaroon sila ng good teamwork and that makes the workplace pleasant. Pero hindi rin ito dahilan para maging mas productive pa ang mga employees sa kanilang trabaho. Lastly, yung job security. Even if alam ng mga employee na stable na yung job nila or yung trabaho nila, hindi pa rin ito enough for them to perform or put extra effort sa work nila. In short, the hygiene factors reduces dissatisfaction but doesn't enhance employees' motivation. And motivators like recognition, achievement, acknowledgement, and personal growth must be introduced in order to motivate the employees.
Heiberg's two-factor theory has been influential in understanding employees' motivation and job satisfaction. However, it also faces criticism and limitation such as oversimplification, lack of empirical support, and cultural and individual differences. So, pati ito mga yung tatlo na nakalist para hadlangan yung motivation or job satisfaction. Ito rin yung hinaharap ng mga company or nag-face ng criticism or limitation. So, example ko dito is itong cultural and individual differences. So, ano nga ba yung hadlang niya sa isang trabador or sa isang company? So, cultural and individual difference. Ito yung nag-highlight sa behavior or kung ano yung kultura ng isang tao. Kasi merong tao na yung mga beliefs nila sa sarili nila is hindi nila nakikita sa isang katrabaho nila. Kaya parang iniiwasan nila o kaya hindi nila, alam mo yun, hindi nila kasundo sa trabaho. Kasi yung iba-iba yung mga personality or iba-iba yung mga personality na makasalamuhan natin or yung mga trabahador doon. So, meron hindi tayong makakasundo o kaya meron naman mga isang grupo na hindi nakikisama sa isang grupo kasi dahil iba yung mga ano nila, kino-consider nila para sa isang ano ba? Iba yung consider nila na hindi nila trip yung mga ugali o kaya sa cultural, 'di ba? Iba yung culture nila, iwas sila doon dahil nga sa paniniwala ng tao. So, yun lang po. Thank you.